You're right. I stand corrected. It wasn't Brandon. Grant was still correct about Grant on the other side when, anyways, it's not often that I'm wrong, but that's one of those few minor details, those those tiny little itty bitty details.
For a person named Brandon Bass, is he available to speak with me? No.
If you're the type of person where every decision has to be made by you, you won't go to 10 million. If you're the type of person who is the only one with an opinion in your organization, yeah, you're not going to get to million. Because businesses and the structural element of building a business requires
when it was brought to me, and I was more or less extracted out of Michigan in 2010, through a series of events, notably including and not limited to a trust fund that then the trustee tried to use the language to separate me from, all kinds of bullshit. Okay, that's the small stuff. Okay. What I'm getting at is since that period of time, I had to be exposed to a very broad spectrum of data, more or less. And that data exposed quite a few problems with data, actually, believe it or not. So amongst that, we refer to it as the bad code, okay, which is malicious code, in other words, is another term for it. Notably, the historical basis for that was that they literally there was parties that Brian had to associate with that then directed him to certain places and whatever from 2010, late 2010 through the years thereafter. One of which, notably, was the Flamingo down in St. Petersburg. A very large resort, and inside that resort was a bar called Code. Now, if you don't understand what that means or whatever that is, you have to go back, refer back to Brian's family, and notably, which has become a very large, parties clung to it in the media for many years, for a lot of dumb shit. Even and you're ill is a bad joke, is in of itself a bad fucking joke. And we'll discuss that later. But notably the family member was all things coding and computer science, coding at best. Okay. But what that comes down to is many years of sequential problems, of malicious code being injected into systems. And now people are starting to understand what that means in terms of, especially in AI, now that you have more real-time exposure. Now that the mass populace is starting to have more real-time exposure to things, they're starting to kind of see that more and more. Okay? Brian was experiencing that long time ago. Very long time ago. Hence, the gay bar and bad code. Okay? Because bad code, it's a fuck you in the ass kind of thing. Okay? And there's enough populations out there that can understand what it is I'm talking about. Okay? Because code runs across multiple nations regardless of whatever at the end of the day. Especially America. So, yeah.